Hello viewers, this is Sentai Michael from Screen Reviews, bringing you a new podcast from our segment called the Super Sentai Review. Like always, I'm going to speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly in case you don't understand me. Also, I'll try to do my best not to breathe too hard during this audio podcast recording as well, not to cause any audio feedback as well. And finally, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will contain to adult language. Once again, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will contain to adult language. Now, if you're over 18, that means you're good to watch this audio podcast recording. So anyway, with this everything at the rate, let's get into the latest episode. Let's get into the latest episode of Zenkaiger. So basically, the episode starts off like this. So basically, we see the bad guy. We see the Tujin Tento being the bad Kairoids. You know, at the palace hideout, telling their boss, the king, about what happened to their general. About how one of their generals had been taken out by the Zenkaiger, being Kato and Zuran. So basically, the boss and his robot telling the king, who's the boss of the evil Kairos, or better known as the Tenroid. That's what the bad Kairos are called. The Tojin Tenro. I might be pronouncing that wrong. Please forgive me. So basically, the boss named King and his robot bird, who is by himself on the wall. So basically, the boss named King is like this big. He's like this big thyroid. The head, it looks like a wall and shit like that. And next to him is his bird that so looks like Sachi, like Kaijo's bird. Kind of looks like Sachi, but only difference is he looks like. The king's bird looks like a crow. Sashi looks like more like a parrot. He's more like a parrot or the falcon. But anyway, so basically he was not happy that this world has a Sentai team. According to him that he's been conquering words. According to him, he's not happy that this word that has a Sentai team. So basically, he's been since the Tojin, I'm just going to call it the Tojins, the evil Kairoids were taking over worlds with different Sentai. So basically, they was not happy that this Sentai, that the Zenkaigers are put up in existence. So basically, the king's, professor named Professor Aigen. So basically, Professor Eigen, who is a Kairoid, they say that we need to use the Tenjin gears to deal with those, and I have an idea to deal with the Kairoids. So basically, we need to use the Tenjin gears to deal with those Kairoids and take to deal with those Zenkaigers and take over this world. So basically, Professor Eigen used a Tenjin gear to transform one of the evil foot soldiers into a robotic mushroom monster, and all of a sudden all these mushrooms started to appear on people's head and Kairoids. So basically, the monster had the ability to make mushrooms appear on people's heads, and also Kairoids as well. So basically, things like what's going. It seems like the monster has some. So it seems like the monster has some city power, and the professor was testing out the Toshin gears on on their foot soldier. So basically, he did not know that each gear has a different power, but he didn't know which power is which. So basically, this is a field test to see how the token gears work with their work to giving their foot soldiers turning into powerful monsters and shit like that. So anyway, we see Kaido. So basically, we see Kaido and Juan at at Kaido's grandma's shop, and they notice that a lot of people, everybody, including humans and Kaiwards, will have mushrooms on their head. So basically, they went down. They went around, investigating what the mushroom on everybody's head. So basically, then we cut to see a animal. We see a lion Kaiwar named Gown. So basically, Gown was so happy to see many pets, all the pets. He was somewhere, I believe, somewhere in the park, looking at the pets, looking all happy. Looking all happy to see all the different different types of pets and animals and stuff like that. So anyway, and that's when Professor Aigen attacked with his mushroom monster, and that's where the Juan and Kaido showed up. They morphed up and started to fight. Professor Kairo's mushroom monster. So basically, Professor Kairo was shocked to see that Zuan and Kaido had their own gears as well. So basically, the professor was like, where did you get your gears from? So basically, Kaido said, my parents made these gears to help protect our world. From evil forces like you. So basically, Professor Aigen was like, we have our own gears, but we call it Togen gears. So basically, Professor was fascinated that Kaido had, that Kaido and Zua had their own special gears, as well. So anyway, the mushroom monsters started. So basically, they started to battle the mushroom monsters. So basically, they activated. So basically, Kaido activated the Go-Go 5 Sentai gear and they summoned that ribbon weapon that the Go-Go 5 used. That ribbon weapon. That ribbon stick weapon that the Go-Go 5 Rangers use. I'm talking about the Go-Go. I'm talking about not the rescue Go-Go 5, but the Go-Go 5 with the ribbon weapon. So anyway, they used against the monster and and basically got the upper hand. But Professor Aigen decided to retreat, and so basically the monster and Professor Aigen decided to do a hasty retreat, and for now. So anyway, back at Kairo's grandma's house, we see, Zuan was explaining that the Tojins are this evil group of Kairoids that conquer his world, being Kaitopia. So basically, they conquer. So basically, you said this evil group of Kairoids that conquer their homeworld, being Kaitopia, and they set on conquering many other worlds in different parallel dimensions. And they say that they're run by this powerful Kairoid named King. So basically, you're with this to Kara, he was like, stating that who we up against, that, and also that Professor Aigen was was the king's personal right hand Kairoid and shit like that. So anyway, so basically Sakin, the bird, Kairo's bird, Sakin say that you need to recruit more, you need to recruit 3 more members to join the king to fight that Kaijin to put the 10 to fight the Chujin. So basically, so the next day, Zura and Kaido, morphed up and tried to get anybody, a person or a Kaido to join their team to fight the evil Chujin, to fight the evil Chujin, being the evil Kairoids. But a lot of people was happy to see them, but a lot of people in Kairos was happy that that they made an appearance in the middle of a busy park, but they were not interested of joining them to fight the evil Kairo, the evil Chosen being the evil Kairoid. So basically every human and every Kairo in the park was like, sorry, we're not interested in being a Zenkaiger. So basically, Zuren and Kaido felt like, oh damn, this recruiting was not going away until they met Gal. So basically, Gal made it clear that he didn't want to help Kaido and Yuan, didn't want to join the Kairos. He just wanted to be friends with them. So basically, so basically, God got his dream to surround himself with cute animals from this world. So basically, he wants to run his own pet shop, something like that. So basically, Kaido was like, all right then. We could be friends, so basically, humans, oh my god, oh my god, seems like Jimmy did not really feel like that guy was just wasting their time. He didn't want to join him, so basically he felt like, it was just a waste of time for Kaido to be friends with Gal. So basically, blah blah blah. So basically, Kaido doing his own thing. So anyway, Professor Eigen and his mushroom monster decided to go with the second phase of their plan. So basically, all the mushrooms that they're planted on people's heads and Kairo's heads started to shoot this weird party at people. Turns out that the pollen of these mushrooms that were stuck on people's heads and Kairo's head was dangerous, was dangerous to humans, not dangerous for Kairoids. So basically, all the mushrooms that the mushrooms are planted on people's heads and Kairoids were starting to affect humans. You started to shoot pollen at humans and forcing them to pass out and whatnot. So basically, after seeing, so basically, we see down at a pet shop and seeing how these mushrooms, pollen was affecting humans, was affecting animals as well. So basically, Gal got upset, and went to go find Kaido and Yuan. So basically, Kaido and Yuan found Professor Eigen and his mushroom monster. So basically, they were about to morph out and fight him, and that's when Gal shut up. And he said after seeing what the monster and Professor Eigen did to the people and the animals in this world, I decided to join you guys. So basically, Kaido was like, oh, I did, and gave him a gear line morph up. Dylan was kind of hesitated, was kind of hesitated on letting Gal join him, but Kaido was like, I trust trust Gal. So basically, so they both morphed up. So basically, all three of them morphed up together and to fight and start to fight. It starts to fight Professor Kyroid and his mushroom monster and the evil Trojan foot soldiers. So basically, they worked together as a team, working together as a team. You know, they was able to destroy the mushroom monster and stop the mushrooms that were spreading this dangerous poison that was affecting humans and animals and meant to save the city, and also put down the foot soldiers in the process. So anyway, it seems like, you know, so basically once the mushroom monster was destroyed, you know, its gear that gave him the mushroom powers, you know, was untapped and was just lying there on the ground. So basically, Professor Isaac summoned a giant, you know, 10-warrior foot soldier to attack the Zenkaiger. So basically, like, you know, so basically when the giant, you know, the giant foot soldier showed up, the evil Kaiwa foot soldier showed up, the giant sized one, you know, it started to attack we're about to attack the city in the Zenkaiger. All of a sudden it stepped on the Trojan gear that gave Professor Kaiwa the mushroom powers, and the giant evil Kaiwa foot soldier, you know, had the power of the Trojan gear that gave Professor Iwar's mushroom monster the mushroom powers. So basically so basically everything around it, you know, everything around the city had these mushrooms growing out of everywhere. So anyway, So basically, Gal and Yuan, you know, transport into the Zord phone, and the Zord phone. So basically, you know, Yuan transport into his Toronto Zord phone, and Gal transport into his lion, you know, Zenkai form. So basically, like, it seems like Gal and Yuan had a hard time working together, and that's where, you know. So basically, kind of figured that, you know, he fucked his gear around. He figured that maybe if he fixed his gear around, he could go the same spot as you and the gal. But Hakeem to tell me that no, you're human. So unlike you and the gal, every time they fix their Sentai gears, upside down, they're able to transform into Zords because they're kind of when it comes to Kaido to his Sentai gear, it make Yuan and Gal combine together into a Megazord called Yu-Gal. So basically, you know, when Kaido flips his Sentai gear over, you know, it combined Gal and Yuan together for the Yu-Gal Megazord. So basically, that's what they called Megazord. So basically, Kaido was, Sentai gear force, Gal and Yuan to combine together and form the Megazord called Yu-Gal. So basically, with the power of the Yu-Gal Megazord, you know, Kaido in the game managed to defeat the giant mushroom monster and save the city once again from the evil from the evil Tujin dynasty. So basically, that's what they call the evil Tujin dynasty. From being taken over by the evil Tujin dynasty and save the day. So basically, you know, after they save the day, you know, Kaido introduced, you know, Gal to his grandma and whatnot. She was happy that, you know, that Kaido has another ally to help him fight the evil Tujin dynasty, a evil group of Kairos that's trying to take over the world. So basically, So basically Sachi said, was telling Kaido that, that you still need 5 more members to join your team. So basically, he said that, you still have 3 year-long morphers left. So basically, you need 3 more, so basically, you need 2 more members to join your team. So basically, Sachi made it clear that, there are 5 year-long morphers. So basically, so far you have, including you have 3 members in your team so far. So basically, you need 2 more members to help you fully fight the forces of the Tushin dynasty, of the Tushin dynasty. So basically, but Gal was. But Kaido was just was not trying to hear that. So basically, they was having a good time introducing down to Kaido's grandma, and Yuren was just watching them, watching Sachi and Gal fight over Kaido about what the next moves to be. So basically, Gal wanted to stay hang out with his grandma. Wanted Kaido to stay with his grandma, and they said, hang out by Sachi, which he said, you need to find more members. You need 2 more members to join your team. So basically, Jiro was just watching this. It's like, and he was just saying that, things might get a bit more interesting around here. And this how the episode ended, watching Gal and Sachi fighting over Kaido, and that's how the episode ended. So anyway, this was a good. So basically, this was a good introduction to Gal. So basically, I'm hoping that next week's episode will be the introduction of Majin. So basically, I can't wait to see that episode. So anyway, this was a good episode of Zenkaiger. So anyway, what do you guys think about this second episode of Sentai? Was it good? Was it bad? Or was it just okay? Please let me know what the comments is. Please let me know what the comments below this podcast. So anyway, this is Michael from Screw You. Sign off. 1.